And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the Aftercast, the late night Transformers podcast. This is episode 34. I am your host, Victory Saber 77. And before we get into topics and hauls and everything else, kind of a short cast, but hopefully we'll be joined by some others. But if you guys want to introduce yourselves, starting off with Chris.
Hey guys, back again. Obviously my name's Chris, if you didn't kind of catch that, but you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Barrett Prime.
Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at DaltoniansTFs.
And Jay.
I'm Jay. You can find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
And I am Victory Saber 77. You can find me Twitter and YouTube. And there's some other shows I need to plug in and promote. We have the Cybercast. Unfortunately, Josh today was sick. Hopefully he gets better. Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go into details, though. But it's every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on his channel. And we also have an eBay show that's on his channel every other Thursday at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then there's also a Covenant of Primus topic show, which is on Primal Sabbath's channel every other Tuesday at, not Tuesday, or Wednesday. Sorry. Keep forgetting. It's Wednesday. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on Tuesday, so I got that. But it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So check that out. I think that's all the shows. Yes. All right. So, what should we talk about first? Hauls. You guys pick up anything this week?
Nah, I've got a rich man's taste and poor man's pocket lately, so I haven't really picked up anything. So,
all right. Dalton, you know you got something.
I have not gotten anything. I'm waiting for my paycheck, and then hopefully I'm going to pick up Sigma L and maybe a figure from Orbitron.
My gosh. Well, this has been a short show, but Jay, you have something, right? You got something?
Nope, I told you last week I'm saving up.
Oh, yes. You're saving up for a video card?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, well, I picked up some Turtle stuff and Power Rangers. That's it, so yay. Really nothing in the Transformers world. But, okay, that was a quick little hauls. We lost all our viewers, but, you know, whatever. Well, the topic on the Cybercast, I'm going to save that, because we maybe we'll have it next week, or actually we're going to have a guest next week. Stay tuned for that. But I was hoping Dakota would be on here, but I guess not. I wanted to kind of talk about Wreckers. But you guys are familiar with the Wreckers team, right?
watch now just come back on. Hey, what?
What's
Said
that?
Wreckers?
Wreckers what? Are they a Constructicon group?
That's the other second Constructicon group, right?
They're the Autobot versions, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I wanted to get your guys' opinions on the Wreckers, since as far as fiction, we have one of the greatest pieces, I think. I love The Last Stand of the Wreckers. And then we have a lot of the 3H Wreckers. And just kind of curious if you guys, without that fiction, 3H and The Last Stand of the Wreckers, do you think the Wreckers would be as popular as they are now?
Oh, hell no. I mean, I've never actually read the fiction myself, but see, I know so much, I mean, compared to everyone else, probably not like the likes of Mr. Primal Selfish or Mr. State Marshmallow Man himself, but it's, I bet some people just watch it, it's like, what the hell is up with that?
That's my guest. It's Mr.
Special guest surprise! But yeah, I wouldn't know anything about the Wreckers really, unless it was for the likes of, like I said, the people who story tell the whole fiction about IDW comics and whatnot, like Last Stand of Wreckers. And again, I haven't read any of them, but I've heard so much about them. So clearly, it's like just through word of mouth alone, and just okay. Granted, yeah, it has been in like cartoons, but again, if it wasn't for word of mouth, for the comics and whatever, and for the fiction, I don't think Wreckers would be anywhere near as big as it is now. I mean, it storms off people to go off and buy repaints. It even gets Hasbro into a position of like, look what happens of Is it Rune? No, not Ruination. What was the repaint of
Ruination.
Ruinous? Oh, okay, I got it first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it inspires Hasbro to do repaints of that because again, they know how big the Wreckers are. So, like I said in the beginning, I think it all relates back to the fiction. If it wasn't for the fiction, I don't think they'd be anywhere near as big as they are because it gives you that more incentive to, as you're reading the fiction. Again, I haven't read it, but from what everyone's explained it to me is one of those things you might see some teams of Wreckers, but honestly, before Prime, when's the last time we really had a team of Wreckers? So you're watching it on the cartoon, but then as you're actually reading it, going old school about it, you dive into what's that word? Indulge. You more indulge into it, I suppose you could say. Well, yeah, that is exactly what you could say. You feel more like grabbed by it, and you really get to know individual characters and into their kind of character life. So, yeah.
Cool. I mean, the Wreckers were. See, the funny thing is, like in the Marvel comic books, they were never introduced here in the States, but they were in the UK. There was, Squadron X, Impactor, all those characters. So there's fiction. I don't want to take away that fiction, but yeah, I was wanting to know, like, Last Stand of the Wreckers is fantastic, and that really brought a lot of Wreckers, the Wreckers team to life more. And you
I'd
have
say
the
it's like the
3H
most famous
Wreckers.
story.
Yeah. And then the 3H Wreckers with Primal Prime and Ape Link and all that, too. But how about you, Dalton? I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the Wreckers, but from what I've heard, without the fiction, it would not be nowhere near what it is now. I mean, people wouldn't really have as huge of a following. So,
You just copied my
you
lines.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
it's just one of those facts. I mean, you really can't have something as great as it is without the fiction.
Do you think Whirl and Roadbuster would have been, put into toy form? You think maybe it was because of Last Stand of the Wreckers, because they are Wreckers? We got Springer before, Sandstorm, or
Definitely. I mean, definitely not because it's developing these figures from the
IDW.
factory.
Yeah.
It's even inspiring like third-party companies as well to make add-ons for them, which is obviously huge. It's like if they were just a small thing and not many people were into them, you wouldn't see a third-party company like, yeah, we're just going to make some guns or like a little weapons crate for like Springer. But it's on that whole thing. If say people like I don't know, Paul, Bulk Matrix, Go, all the big hitter YouTubers, if they did mention like, oh yeah, look at this record, like. I think they play a big part into it as well, obviously, into like the adult collector. Well, for some of them, the adult collector, some of them are very kid-orientated, no name saying. But, yeah, like I said, I agree with Dom 100%.
How about you, Jay?
Yeah, I agree. The fiction, because I mean, we've said in the past, the fiction is what inspires a lot of things, and figures come from they put the figures into the fiction, so people will relate to that, and whatever, and buy it because it's in the comic.
Yeah.
And definitely the Wreckers would not be as big without any fiction to back them up.
Did you ever read the comics, Jay?
I read Last Stand the Wreckers.
Oh, and what do you think of that? Like, what was?
It's really good.
Okay, that seems to be 100% so far. I don't think I've ever met one person say they didn't enjoy that story. That is like
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing about the Wreckers is that they're always a team that is going to die. Or pretty much get mutilated and have to start over again. And that's, but...
Now, where are you getting that from? No. That doesn't ever happen.
Yeah, no, never.
No,
they're
never.
a solid team. I would hate to...
No one's ever died in the Wreckers. I mean, come on.
You're going to be on the Wreckers team like, oh, crap, that sucks.
Yeah.
Totally gone.
Sounds scary to be with them, actually. It's like, I remember when Dakota did a competition before, it was like, right, if you can name... You remember when he went through our series, like, every week? Like,
yes, I got all but one.
Cheat.
I think I missed 8 too, but he was like, I'm not going to I know it's spoilers, but not really. It's been out for ages. But he's like, right, name everyone who basically hasn't died. It's just like, no, has died. Sorry. It's like, wow. All right. Like lists like that long. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's huge. We do have some comments, so kind of look at these real quickly. What's up, minifigure collector? And Alphatron 92 and Supercell 615. Supercell 615 says, "What character would you guys like to see reissued the most?" We were kind of discussing it beforehand.
Yeah.
Who would you guys like to see?
I don't know. That's kind of if it was like throughout all lines, clever one like what I said to the guys earlier, it would be obviously it would be like Fort Max, but as long as he was like retro price tag. But if you're just talking about no, okay, if it was just general things come out in like realistic price, obviously I'm not going to go for that. I don't know, maybe, but I would love to have the 25th. I'm torn because it's either be the Energon Unicron or it'd be the 25th anniversary one. The reason why I want 25th one because obviously more accurate and it's so damn pretty. And I don't have the Armada one, funny enough, but I need the Energon one because when I was trying to mod him, basically, long story short, trying to stick his legs onto Generations Metroplex and then go from there, make him taller and better base mode and this and that. Turns out if you ever undo Metroplex's knees, like take them apart, you destroy the ratchet joints in them. You can never put it back together. So, yeah, only learned that after I asked like on the forums on TFW. So, oh well, but yeah, it'd definitely be well, yeah, like I said, it'd be torn between the two. Probably I'd go for that one.
Cool. Who's next?
For me, I'd probably say Overlord.
Overlord.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
All the good things I've heard about that figure, I'd really love to get my hands on.
It was one sold on eBay UK.
Without paying the $1,300 for it.
See, this is why you gotta come over to UK. It was one on eBay. The only reason I didn't is because I got too scared to fork out so much money because I dipped it into my botcom money. But he sold 100% complete without box, 190 quid.
All right, I'm gonna be PayPaling you some money.
But I remember speaking to James about it. He's like, "Dude, get it. What the hell?" I was just like, "Oh, I know, but I won't get that because I'm in a bit of a rut with money situation at the moment." But I would never be able to get that back. I mean, it would save me so much money in the long haul. It's like my girlfriend would go and ask me, "What the hell are you doing?" But it saved me so much money, please. Yeah.
Overlord's a good one. How about you, Jay?
I would like to see Optimal Optimus.
Optimal Optimus from Beast
Wars. Right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And why?
Because it's such a unique figure for its time. It'd be nice to have it back.
True. Yeah, that's good.
We don't really get enough unique figures nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, they're unique in their own little way.
A monkey gorilla that's also a truck and a jet.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. For me, it'd have to be Wheelie because
Wheelie. Wow.
Even if it's a GDO version, I don't care. Just damn, Wheelie's just. No, it wouldn't be Wheelie.
I was gonna say Wheelie's all the loving you need.
That's what I would, dude. If I had Wheelie, Transformers, everything, it's done. I'm totally done.
Even State Marshmallow Man behind you.
Yeah, I just pop him and he's gone. Oh, for me, I'd probably have to go the route with like Dalton. I'd pick something that's expensive because, quite frankly, it's really hard to fork out a lot of money, especially when you're getting into the $1,000 range for a 30-year-old toy, essentially. new. It's used too, and stuff. But it would have to be something really unique. I don't care about variants or like lucky draws and all that type of stuff. I mean, even though they would be cool, but it kind of takes away from them. It would have to be, oh man, like Black Zarek. We've all said that. If they could come back and make it correctly, it would be a kick in the pants if they didn't and they just decided we're going to use the same gold plastic technique and take your chances. But it'd have to be someone like that, Black Zarek, a Grand Max, something that costs quite a bit of money. Grandis, Black Shadow, Blue Bacchus.
Diatlus.
Diatlus isn't too. If you get the big powered reissue, that's cool. So you get Sonic Bomber and Roadfire, definitely. But yeah, I'd have to go with one of those. I'm kind of sick and tired of the reissues of like, hey, we need another Optimus Prime. Hey, you want another Optimus Prime? We'll do it again. This time we'll just slap a different sticker on it and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Oh, didn't we have Torrance in here at one time?
Yeah, but you
I didn't even
he dropped out. Gosh, what is
His
it?
cam didn't even come on, so...
So I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
Since now we're in our third year, right, of the year of the whatever,
We're in the year of the goat.
Yeah.
Is that next year? Or is that this year?
Next year, but it's coming up. So,
yeah.
And every year so far, we've got an Optimus Prime figure. You think that's going to be a theme every year? Is it a different Optimus Prime?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of one of
It's looking that way now.
given.
Yeah.
It's like a guaranteed sell for them, though, isn't it? They know if it's like, right, okay, if we're going to put like 2 or 3 out, for example, if it was always, well, so far it's been 2, it's like, what's always going to sell? An Optimus. Okay, what's going to be the gambler? If anything was to go wrong, what can we do? But man, I'm surprised that the next one's for next year. I mean, Masterpiece, Soundwave, and what was it? It's G2.
G2 Laser Prime.
Where the hell did that come from? I mean, how is the mold still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that crazes me.
I kind of want to get the G2 just because it's the G2 Prime.
Yeah.
I've never actually owned that mold whatsoever.
Never either.
I'll probably just get them to have the molds, especially Soundwave. I would love to get the actual Hasbro Soundwave, but
Your best bet if you actually wanted to get Soundwave is like the way I got it. If you can't afford to like get a Hasbro version, because my god, that goes to a stupid price now on eBay. Is I spent like 70-80 quid on Takara Soundwave, got it through that, and it's 2 ways you can get it. You can get the sometimes you can see like individual cassettes on eBay, sometimes you can, but if you really can't and you don't want to pay the Masterpiece for them, I know it sounds like, but get them KO.
I guess I definitely would get KO.
Because they're like, well, I mean, yeah, you don't have to pay like 50, well, over years, like, I'd have to fork out 50 quid to get 2 cassettes. It's like, I'm not doing that when I don't really care about them. I just want him as accessories for Soundwave. He's the main guy. The rest are just assets to him, I suppose. So, yeah, I mean, what is it, $10 to $15, something like that, to get the KO sets for each one, so $30. Let me think, 70 is
$100.
Yeah, basically $100 to get the whole shebang. And how much would it cost you to go on eBay to get the Hasbro one?
If I could find the Hasbro one with all the cassettes, it'd be about $200 to $300.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
I would wait because we're seeing right now that Optimus, the Hasbro version, is being reissued. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure that Soundwave's going to be reissued somehow into the
probably next
exclusive.
year because this year we got the Year of the Horse Prime from the Hasbro Masterpiece, and now we're getting the Hasbro reissue of Masterpiece.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an Asian exclusive, so you're going to have to import it, but you have a good chance of picking up a Soundwave probably within the next year or something. I would just hold off. Because it's most likely going to happen, because that was such a great deal to have both of them. The Optimus Prime from Hasbro was perfect, and then that Soundwave was absolutely perfect. Besides, if you're really, hell-bent on having red eyes, then...
Group of levels.
Yeah. But yeah, I would totally wait, see what happens. But let's see here. What other questions do we have? Toy Guru resigning from Maddie. That was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys know who he is, Scott Knightley.
Don't even know who he is. I thought that
I
was
never
a
knew
website
who he
this
was
whole time.
before, but ever since I came on Twitter today, that's all it's ever been. It's just completely blown up. It's like, oh my god, what the hell? And on TFW and everything, it's just like, okay, I guess this guy was important. It's just like, stay away. Everyone treats him like, I don't know, he's gonna nuke Transformers or something. So yeah, I'm interested on what you guys actually know because I don't know an awful lot about him.
I don't know a lot, but I mean, I know of because I have the subscription to the Masters of the Universe Classics, and he's the brand manager for that series, and I think for Ghostbusters, and I don't know whatever else he has. And you know, if you ask any Masters of the Universe Classics fan, especially if you read the forums, either you like him or you hate him. When things are going bad, he's the one that we want to put daggers into. You know, creating all this mess and everything else and such that we've had throughout the years. Since Masters of the Universe Classics is ending, it's kind of, you know, kind of unique that he's leaving. Whatever reasons he's leaving, I don't know. But, you know, if he becomes, you know, if he gets into Transformers, which, you know, again, I don't know, has he been hired or is he just going after? I know they've already hired a brand manager. Someone else that wasn't him. But I don't know. I mean, the nice thing about Toy Guru, he was a fan. You could see that if you met the guy, he's a fan of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Now, whether he has the managerial skills, I don't know, because a lot of things can happen behind the scenes, and which we don't see. Whether it's just restrictions on what he can do as far as saying things, pricing, all that type of stuff. But you know, if he does come to Transformers, okay, cool. It's going to be really hard to screw the Transformers, you know, I think line really bad. I mean, one guy can't just come in here and just totally tank it. I mean, because let's be honest, Transformers is one of the greatest, biggest, you know, action figure toy for boys in the world. It seems like there's other things, you know, they got Turtles, Power Rangers, you got the comic books, either Marvel, DC, and all that. But Transformers has stood the test of time. It's still going. It's got cartoon series, movies. It's got too much going for it that one guy's not gonna make it just implode or anything. But you know, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you've heard the stories of Matty and Matty Collector. You know, I don't think he's gonna be a part of the, you know, Transformers Collectors Club. You know, because they're separate still.
I don't know. From the stories I've heard, I mean, it's what I've actually known about him is the way I see it, it's like, right, so what can he actually screw up for us? I mean, doesn't matter what he does to what's the kids Transformers thing? GoBots. It's like
Rescue Bots.
Rescue Bots. It's like why he does that? I mean, we don't care. I mean, you know, apart from really kiddie people, but I mean, what can he seriously do to generation lines and stuff like that? I doubt he's going to do much. So, personally, this is my opinion. Some people do like the new toys of, say, for example, the Bay movie toys, and even like the new toys we're getting for the new Transformers series. Some people actually like them. It says like some people actually like that filth. But yeah, some people actually like that. So, my personal opinion is I didn't really like the Bay ones, just because it's like I'm not gonna say I'm spoiled in previous like selections of Transformers we got, but it's like it's really hard to go from Transformers Prime toys, which I thought were generally pretty okay, to then going into the Bay movie toys, and it was kind of like I felt underwhelmed by him. I mean, just looking at them, yeah, they're cool. It's like the Dinobots, yeah, they look cool. couple of nitpicks, but it's like, as a whole, they're fine. But the transformation and the whole hollowness, it was a massive thing back in not War for Cybertron, in Fall of Cybertron, as everything was like downscaled a little bit more, everything was thinner, more hollow plastic. It was like, right, that caused a major upstairs, like, right, we'll forgive that, go from there. But it's kind of is in quality. Again, this is my personal opinion, whether that actually stands for anything that's different. But in my personal opinion, I've seen the quality go down and down and down and down and down. And when I see like the new Transformers series coming out, I just look at them and think that's not something I'd buy into, and that's a shame because I've pretty much got again, apart from Rescue Bots, I've got at least one figure in every single line ever made. So I look at that and just think, I can't. I mean, I know it's still very early days, but just on the concept of it is Hasbro trying to go for upscaled Legend class figures and whatnot. So now they go into this, and it's like, oh, okay, they're really taking it to extreme, and it's making me worry. So if this guy turns around and says, no, right, okay, let's kind of change a couple of things, this and that, let's not make it so it looks like this. I don't know exactly what a president has to do, is in the design process, but maybe, actually, I'll ask you guys, does he actually have a finalization? Do they go to him, it's like, this is what we designed, you cool with this? Or is he just like, yeah, just pump it out these days, and do this and do that?
I think he oversaw the actual like development process, coming up with like the schedules of when things come out. I mean, just a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. But again, I don't think he's going to be going to Hasbro. He might, maybe not, but they've already hired someone else for a brand manager that they created, and I could see him going to maybe Playmates, maybe NECA, I don't know, maybe some other company.
So it's just going to be parcel with him, basically.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, here's the thing too. Whatever he did at Matty, you would think that he's going to have on his resume too, and going to a big gun like Hasbro, I mean, isn't enough to persuade, all that type of stuff. But who knows? I mean, that happened. I thought it was kind of interesting. It is what it is. But it's not like I'm sad or anything. He's a nice guy. What I've seen, heard of him, talking and stuff. But again, I just think him and whoever else is in charge of like just how they relate to customers as far as product and customer service and all that type of stuff is just really piss poor. Like, they didn't really understand what needs to occur. But that's just my opinion. Moving on, I guess, unless you guys want to continue talking about Mr. Toy Guru.
Nah.
Nah. All right.
Yeah. Not giving that guy my time.
Let's go back to the little year of the goat and year of whatever else. Not to make fun of Chinese New Year and all that kind of stuff, but what do you think they would use for the next Prime mold? We're getting G2 Laser Optimus Prime.
Armada.
Cybertron.
Yes, there we go. Galaxy Force, Cybertron. Yes. Why do you say Armada, Dalton? Why? Why do you do that to us?
Because he thinks that's probably what I would say, since I'm the Armada fan. Trying to copy me, he's trying to be like me.
I don't know, just the fact that we've gotten, this year Masterpiece, next year will be, the G2 Laser Prime. Why not go ahead and get the Armada one done and out of the way? Why save it for
Why is it gotta be Armada?
Why not RID?
There's other ones to pick from. Yeah, why not RID? Why not a G1?
What's wrong with Beast Wars?
I don't know, that's just...
Yeah.
You're trying to say something, Dalton?
You trying to say something about Armada? Is that it?
Just get Armada out of the way, because we just kick that to the curb so we can get on to the better things. All right. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking about
animated, or Revenge of the Fallen.
Could they actually do that? Do a like a Bayformer mold?
I don't
Why
know.
not?
Don't know.
They're molds to do with what they want.
True. That would be kind of weird. But yeah, I mean they've reintroduced other previous molds that were into this toy line, didn't they? Didn't they release a Dark of the Moon in a 2-pack this year?
I have no idea.
Yes, they did. I can't remember what it was though.
It was
Ringing bells.
it was the Lux Prime painted as Silver Knight Prime.
Ah, that's the one.
So
And then they did do it was Year of the Dragon that they did the Ultimate Optimus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Year of the Dragon that started it all.
So I can see 2016 they actually using Optimus Primal since 2016 is Year of the Monkey.
Oh yeah, that would actually be a really good point.
Optimal Optimus.
Oh yeah, I think Optimus Minor.
I wonder
There
what
you go.
colors they're going though for Year of the, I guess, Gorilla.
Yeah, it'd probably be like brown.
Something crazy.
They used brown this year. They can't use brown again.
Yeah. But it would have been nice if they would have used like they did with the the Year of the Snake? Whatever the one that they came out with Energon,
Yeah.
Optimus, and they came out with Omega Supreme. Because those two can combine.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been kind of cool if the next one, instead of, we already know what they're coming out with. They should have come out with, if they're going to do Armada, maybe they come out with a Jetfire also.
Oh,
No, they need to do Overload instead.
Oh, whatever.
Or all three.
Because if it's Prime,
Just
then-
do all three.
Do all three then.
No, they can do Prime because he's got his trailer then, and then they could just do Overload.
Yeah.
Even though the trailer's crap, they can still do it like that.
Yeah. Or RID. I'd actually like to see a clear RID with Ultra Magnus. That would be kind of a cool
That would be really
special
cool.
thing.
We're almost hijacked. What? Trent?
yeah.
What?
Something appeared up said that I needed an update of Google Hangouts, and next thing I know, my virus started going off, and I'm like, okay,
Wow.
All right.
yeah.
Close call.
Too bad somebody can program to let you track hackers or somebody who try the virus on your computer so you can track them down and beat the crap out of them. But anyway, sorry I missed the topic, fellas. What were you all discussing?
Oh, we've been discussing a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
We were discussing, like ideas for the next year, whatever.
Okay,
Year
so
of the
that
Monkeys, we thought.
that G2 Optimus Prime more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
And
wonder
for the
what-
next year, what would you do?
Yeah, I heard you say RID. You mean Fire Convoy?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can have a
that was good.
Get Fire Convoy and God Magnus.
Yep. That would be
Yeah,
nice.
I want the mold still.
I think that's a highly underrated mold for some reason.
Highly what?
Highly underrated.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. RID, I think, is, in general, really underrated as far as characters and molds. Even though some of them are molds that were used in the Beast Wars and all that, G2 and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're really cool.
And Machine Wars, too, I think. A couple of them were from Machine Wars.
They were.
I think so.
Or
Really?
did they carry
I
over
think at least one or
Oh,
two
yeah.
were from Machine Wars.
Toe line.
Yep,
Toe
Toe
Line.
Line.
Oh
I
yeah.
think Skids too.
When did they do that?
For
Yeah.
RID or Car Robots.
Yeah, it was a 2-pack.
It was a 2-pack.
Oh, jeez, I didn't. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Ah. I'd never actually noticed that. It's weird.
I think Machine Wars is like one of the shortest Transformer lines, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, because it was never released mainstream.
Yeah.
TVs.
Yeah. I heard it was, what was it, like a KB Toy Store exclusive?
Yep.
And the problem is, in my area, I think by the time they start that, I think the KB Toy Store in my mall, the one mall, I think that one might have been going out of business.
Ah.
Yeah.
I remember Plasticon Studios did a review on him, and there was like, I kid you not, like 10, 15, and that's been generous. And if memory serves correct, thingy if I'm wrong, but Megatron was like this little tiny like plane, and he was like that big with weird articulation, but you know, it's weird.
Soundwave, I mean, Starscream was the biggest.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah.
I love that Soundwave.
Yeah, they're just all made from G2, G1 molds, or most of them, not all of them, but yeah, I mean, like, Starscream was great, but it was just a way to get those molds here in the States. I mean, the Thunder Clash turned into Optimus Prime was okay, but it was just weird because that was like the first time we actually saw Optimus Prime without a mouth plate and such. So, besides, you know, if not going into Beast Wars, but actually Optimus Prime, so it was kind of cool. And you know, Soundwave was cool, but I just wish that they would have gave them their weapons that they had from like the Predator line that had Skyquake and Stalker that were made into Starscream and Soundwave and all that. Would have been kind of cool, but oh well. Yeah. Let's see here. Kind of going on that point. Do you think that the Transformers series? Because let's look at Age of Extinction. It's not a huge toy line as far as deluxe and Voyager class figures or leader class figures are concerned, and especially if you take out like the different sizes and variants of like Optimus Prime, Grimlock. It's not that huge of a line compared to, let's say, Transformers Prime, animated, and then you look at RID. That's not a huge line. Do you think that's a better route for Hasbro to go? Give us just kind of a smaller series, or should they just blitz us with more characters like they've done in the past with the previous movie toys?
I don't know, because if they blitz it out, I mean, I have no idea how they really work it out, so just pure speculation and guess. Is maybe they go by package. It's like right, 5 figs, sell them. What's the profit we made within those 5 figures? And it's like, right, okay, we sold 4 of them really, really well when we didn't really sell that well. Oh, okay. And then compared to say, okay, let's do 10 of them. Say, I don't know, again, 4 of them sold really, really, really well, but the other 6 didn't sell well. It's like, oh, okay, the percentile, whatever you want to call it, is off the scale. So no, we do too many. It's like some sell, but the majority of them is kind of like, we're overselling it. So, as a collector point of view, I like the fact that it's kind of smaller lines because, my God, for anyone who collects Energon, I mean, you're still probably on your pilgrimage to try and collect it still. I mean, it is long, long lines and hard to get as well. So smaller lines, they're a lot. I mean, look at Prime, for example. Okay, I mean, that wasn't like the biggest, nor was it the smallest, but it was a lot easier line to collect than like previous years. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind from money-wise and taking pressure off my shelf so they don't break, and cheaper because I don't have to buy different shelves. I do like smaller lines, but I kind of miss because it's like how I've got my shelves basically oldest to newest going from top to bottom, and then I see them like getting really, really wide and like basically packed out. It's like, right, to fit you in, I gotta take your arm off, you gotta stand you like a brick. And like at the top is like, right, I've just got to make you spread your arms like so you look like you're bigger than what you are. So it was a hit and miss.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like having a good balance. Not like short lines, like this Age of Extinction, but I like decently sized lines. That way we have a good variety of figures figures per year or whatever, however long they last. Because it's always nice to have variety.
Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
get the variety with the Generations line, but I was just kind of
Yeah.
like something that's designated towards, a series. Let's say the 2015 series. Do you think it's going to be a large line or fairly small?
It's going to be full of a lot of flip and change,
Yep.
change bot shots and stuff. It's going to be full of that probably, since it is aimed towards kids.
So, Age of Extinction, essentially, in a way.
I wouldn't mind if it's like when people say, "Oh, they don't like simple transformations and whatnot." Is every time like I think of simple transformations, I don't think of like G1 or anything. When I think of like cartoon, like a really good cartoon, yeah, it's a transformation and whatever. It's not that bad. It's quick, but it keeps you entertained. I keep thinking of Energon. I mean, that is the pinnacle. That is the kind of golden line for me, anyway. Is in regards to having a perfect balance. You had a really good show versus really good
You had
toys,
a lot
and
of
they're
toys,
still
though,
standing
in
up
that
on the
line.
shelf. Yeah, I mean, it was
It
kind of over the top.
ridiculous.
But at least
Was
they
it-
did it. At least it was like, this guy was in the show, but we're never going to give you that toy. Not saying any particular line did that, but I'm just saying as an example. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of too early to really go off and say exactly how they're going to go about it. It's like, are they going to do any quick ones or whatever?
Yeah.
But as long as I have that recaptivation, if that's the right word, as long as it can recapture me, is how I was when I first started collecting Energon. It's like, easiest one I'd say straight off the bat from that line was Hot Shot. It's literally you just pull his legs apart, flip his arms back, fold his arms down, open up his boot, and flip up his head. You're done. That's your Hot Shot done. You can transform in less than like 30 seconds. I wouldn't mind that. As long as they don't cheap out and say, right, hollow plastic, we're going to make them smaller, which at the moment it could be that, but maybe that's just a completely new class, for all we know. They've just made this like between Legion and Deluxe. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I don't reckon they'll cop out. I reckon they'll probably give us a really decent line. Early days, again, we have to wait and see. But
Imagine there'd be a lot of Decepticons.
I hope there is, because my God, I was really actually disappointed. Again, it's one of those things. The biggest gripes I've got with like all the new series come out, with just any new series in general, is I look at my shelf. Again, I'm imagining I'm upstairs because there's just a brick wall. It's like I look at them and think, right, how many Autobots, how many Decepticons? Some lines it can be a crap load of one, not much of the other. That's what infuriates me over everything. But what really annoys me is variety. We go back to that whole variety thing again, because I look and think, bottom shelf, there's a plane, there's a truck, there's I don't know, a boat, for example. Next shelf, there's a plane, there's a boat, there's a truck. There's a plane, there's a boat, there's a truck. It's the same sequence over and over and over again. And that's why I like this one that's coming out so much, is because we're getting different things. I mean, look at Wheelie. No, not Wheelie, his name's Fix-It, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the other ones, it's like that girl. I mean, thank God she hasn't got a massive chest and not wearing high heels. She looks mean. She looks like grunty. It's like,
She looks
hey,
like a soldier.
it's kind of weird why I don't like the female-looking ones and I like that one. Well, I'm scared, but yeah,
Does that
I
say
mean,
about you, Chris?
what happened to me?
Pick up call. Hey, baby, you look grunty.
But you can bench me anytime. But
Oh my god.
I don't know. I mean, I like it. I really do like it. They could sell us figs. They could be just hollow figs, but it's the fact that they're different. It's like, thank God we have different figures. And the same for like Prime. Instead of having like a cab for him, it's all one dude. His legs are the trailer, which again, that's different. I don't have to have like my Energon Prime is like, oh, I don't have shelf space for his trailer. I've just got to chuck in one of the accessory bins I've got, so it just makes up more room on my shelves. It is all that stuff I take into consideration. So far, I like it, and I hope as long as they stay on this course, I'll be glad.
Yeah. I guess for me, I'm just hoping that I guess it's show accuracy for me. We saw that with Prime.
Yeah.
We saw that with animated.
Wasn't it with Energon that they actually made the figures first, and then they did the animations, like the final production of the animation, or?
I think that was Cybertron.
Correct, I can't remember. It was either Cybertron or Energon.
It could have been both.
One of them they
One
did
of
the
them.
toys first, anyway.
But yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, the biggest thing is we can all gripe about all of this, which, you know, we rightfully, that's all we see. We see pictures, and we see this, and we're like, but once we get the toys in hand and see them and deal with them, I think they won't be too bad. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Age of Extinction toys for, you know, when we first saw them, but now that I have them in hand, they're not like my favorite, but they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Certain colors, yes, they would have been better if they had this color instead of, you know, the rainbow dinosaurs, you know, the Dinobots and all that. But I like the way they look. I like the aesthetics. I like the transformations. It's fun, you know. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this new series. And we still have, you know, as a fallback, the Generations line. They're still pumping out some good stuff. I mean, we got Chromio, we got RC coming, and
Brainstorm.
yeah, we got Brainstorm, and next year we got the Combiners. Even though right now we're all kind of on the fence. Oh, they look good. They look like crap. They're this and that. But I think once we get them in hand, it may just be that they are crap. But you know, I'm giving them a chance at least.
Yeah.
And it's something different because when have we actually had a combiner? G1 character-based combiner since that crappy Energon, or at least that's not Bruticus, because we know Hasbro loves Hasbro loves Bruticus, but that's been, you know, beyond that and all that. So we will see. Anything else, guys? What else? What else is there? Talk to me. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Come on. Come on, Jay. Come up with something. This is the time for you guys to come up with your own topics. Open forum. Let's do it.
I got a question.
All right, cool.
I don't know if anyone's heard about it, but I in a couple of other places I've heard that Hasbro let go some designers. Anybody know about that?
A while back, right? They did, I thought.
Yeah, Aaron
Oh, they
Archer
did?
left and all that.
Yeah. They got like a whole new team of designers, but that's going way, way back. Are you talking about?
Okay, so this was like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
This was a while ago.
Before BotCon.
Yeah.
Aaron Archer was talking about it at the Toronto TFCon. He had a panel, didn't he?
Yeah, and Evangelist interviewed him as well, and he talked quite a lot about that.
Yep. And they have the guys that have done Star Wars and stuff, or G.I. Joe, on the Transformers.
Okay.
Yeah. So, see what happens. I mean, the bottom line, too, is Hasbro's a company that wants to make money. And as far as us collectors, we can, you know, we want die-cast, we want rubber tires, we want good plastic, we don't want to have hollow arms, joints, and all that type of stuff. But the bottom line is whatever they can pump out at a cheap price is what they're going to do. And as far as collectors, we're just going to suck it up and buy it. I mean, the only thing that's going to change is we just don't buy it. Period. And that ain't going to happen. So,
You know, there's people out there that'll buy it no matter what.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's, if you look at it, is it really worth complaining about, or is it just, hey, this is pretty cool, it does the job for me and all that type of stuff, you know? That's how it's going to be.
It's funny because the people like, I'm not buying that, and then like a couple of months later it's on eBay, it's like, I'm listening. And they get it off eBay, you know? But
Yeah.
I'm just tired of like the figures getting smaller and smaller. That's my only gripe.
Yeah. I'm just
So
afraid I'm
what?
not going to be able to see him anymore. It's like, hey, I'm playing with my combiner. Where'd
Yeah.
he go? No, it's gone.
The Legend class is actually the new scale for everything now. It's like, wow, when did they be? I can't. My fingers are too big. I can't transform them. I mean, yeah, but we will see. Let's see what else is there. I kind of had something.
Well, give it to us. Come on. What is it?
Well, it was about the reissued. Now, I don't want to talk about like reissued like old school G1 stuff but would you guys like to see more reissues of current stuff? Get it back into circulation. Maybe stuff that we've had maybe a year ago. And not looking at the Masterpiece line, but I'm looking at like, the Generations line.
Yeah.
Things that, maybe seeing a Bumblebee get back into the mix from Generations and Dreadwing, whatever. And
No, because I can still go online and find those in stock at places same price as they should be.
true, but wouldn't you rather find them at a brick or mortar store instead of having to? You
What's
can
that?
find everything online. You can go to HasbroToyShop.com. I'm just saying, like a wave. Like I remember back in the '80s, if you wanted like the '85 Snake Eyes, he came out in '85, but he was also reintroduced into the line in '86, '87, and he was finally, I think, retired in '88 or '89. I don't know what, but you could get him if you wanted to.
Mhm.
And I just think at times it would be kind of cool to cut the ratio packs of like, you have, let's say, in a 12 case, instead of 6 Chromias, 6 RCs, let's go, I don't want to short pack anything because that would suck horribly, but, 3 RCs, 3 Chromias, throw in something previous, like Bumblebee, Goldfire. It's still in the same packaging, it's still in the same realm. I'm not talking about something that was released, 2 years ago, but I don't know, just it would be kind of cool to be able to have that opportunity to get that again. But I guess that would go into, it's going to be a shelf warmer. Is it going to sit out there? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, would you guys like that? I mean, would you guys
No.
no?
Something older, yeah, I would do it.
The hell with you.
Yeah, something a couple years plus older, definitely would like to see those.
I'd
coming
love
back.
to see like RID, Cybertron.
Oh, yeah, RID.
Okay, now we're going, I'm talking stuff that was only released within like last year.
Well, that's no point
We're
though.
going RID. Let's go all the way back to G1. Let's go back to Diamond. Let's
They
go
don't
all
have
the
the
way back
mold.
to
They don't have-
Row and stuff.
They don't have the molds. Hush. They don't have the molds. Yeah, that's their excuse. They don't have the molds.
It's in Area 51. Wherever that is, that's where the Dinobot mold, the Mirage, Sunstreaker mold, all that stuff is there. Only Brian Savage knows.
Yeah. There was some good molds in Galaxy Force.
So, okay, well, I was just kind of curious. Let's see. You guys shut that topic down. Spit on it.
Well, it's not a bad topic. It's kind of,
It's
Yeah,
little stuff that's not very old enough to care about.
yeah,
especially if people have already,
got it.
gotten what they wanted.
Okay.
It's just gonna show.
I got an idea for a topic. Let's talk about the concept art that we've seen for some of the characters from the Universe online game. There's been talk. Somebody's mentioned something about toys of those concept art, and I'm looking at them, and as great as they look, I'm wondering, is it possible to make a toy maybe about 80% accurate that can both turn into a vehicle and look like that concept art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look around, John. It's perfect. I mean,
Prime.
yeah, Prime is
Prime.
yeah, God, like the Viacons. I mean, that's spot on. Personally, I think the Viacons, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but they look like Prime designs in Overdrive. I'm like, wow.
What are
I
we
mean,
looking at now? Is this recent?
Transformers Universe. They do some MPO. It's a MOBA game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Have you
MMO.
like that Hound character? Which, funny enough, is weird. I was looking at it and Hound looked kind of young, but yeah, as complex as they look.
Oh, the universe game, right?
Yeah, that.
I would definitely
um,
love to see some Toys of the Universe figures, especially, like Hound, Snowcat, that Switchblade character.
No, we need to
Switchblade,
introduce
I love
that again.
that.
well, at the moment, Transformers Universe game, I mean, it's picking up slowly. I mean, it's not getting anywhere fast for the way it is now, but hopefully it will get. But as it goes, my nose is really irritating, so I'm going to sneeze really soon. Just bear with me. I'm looking at Hound and whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's like better than like third-party stuff. But actually, I don't know. If you look at like, actually, it's okay for a screen share, just because these people are probably like, what? Shipping. Shipping. So yeah, it's like if you look at like his forearms, that kind of reminds me instantly of Springer. You could do something with that really, really easy. And again, with like all this, that backpack, that could be like a whole like shift down to come down to like his waist, and just bring him out so it comes out on like a spindle, and just rotate them, and then you can easily shove them back forward. So, are you with me, or have I just lost you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. And then the legs look like Generations Warfare Cybertron Soundwave, or the Voyager.
Yeah.
You can actually see that mold being used for a female character. With this
He does look kind of girly. I mean, he's got a little bit of
Yeah, that could be the chest.
you know.
But
oh yeah, that's a given on the chest.
Tarantula looks prime-ish.
I thought that was really, really. I mean, the head. That's like exactly Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that combiner? that terror.
Wow,
I mean, where'd that come from?
The Metal Beard? Lego movie? No. All right.
Metal Beard Lego movie. Yep, you're right.
I mean, is this like stuff they actually put in the game, or?
From what it sounds like.
I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm playing the game now. I've played it since closed beta, but I have no idea what game mode they actually try and put a combiner in there. But
yeah.
Don't know.
That's what the character remind me of. When I first glance, I thought, oh crap, they brought back Dreadwing. I was like, oh, that's somebody else.
That'd be cool if they made figures of that, like they did with Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Yeah, if they did that and they look good, I might have to crack open the wallet.
Yeah, I'd do it. Good question for you guys. Now, we know Bumblebee's usually a shelf warmer, but in my area, the Age of Extinction Bumblebee is like harder than hell to find. Like every Walmart, Target, Shopko, Kmart, Fred Meyer's, all that, Toys R Us. Can't even find a Bumblebee. Is that the same in your area?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Don't know. Get out, Jay. Come on.
I have no reason to go to Walmart.
All we've got at our Walmart is Wave 2 and start of Wave 3. I mean, we've got lockdown. It's really all of Wave 3 that we've got.
It's just kind of it's kind of odd that I don't see any Bumblebees.
Yeah.
It's the Dinobots that are becoming the shelf warmers now.
Well, there's about 5 Walmarts here, so I'm almost positive if you don't find him at either one Walmart or Target, you'll probably find him at another. And which one is this? This is the deluxe, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll keep that in mind next time.
I was wondering because I went through the whole toy section a couple of days ago and I was looking for stuff and I was like, wow, I haven't picked up that Bumblebee because I at first thought, he's gonna probably be one of these shelf warmers and I'll pick him up later on. But then I'm thinking, wow, I don't see him anywhere, and I'm like, damn. And I know he came out. I saw him like a couple times, but then after that, it's like he just gone. I'm like, interesting. So it's kind of curious. I mean, it's not like he's commanding a premium price on eBay and all that, but I was just wondering.
So you look at him up on eBay then?
What?
So you looked him up on eBay then?
No. But you can find them at Hasbro Toy Shop, Big Bad Toy Store, all that type of stuff, and they're not like selling for an arm and a leg, such. But
Would you ever buy anything for an actual arm and a leg, ever in your life?
I would.
What would it take for you to actually sell your arm and your leg?
I don't know, but there was a guy had the gas station in one of the cities where I live. That he didn't put the price because the gas prices were going up too high. He just put arm and leg for the gas prices. Which I thought was
That was a good one.
So, but I don't know what I'd pay. A couple of Brave figures.
That's it for your arm and your leg? A couple of Brave figures?
That's all. Whatever. All right, guys. What else you guys want to talk about, or you guys want to just kind of call it quits? There's got to be more.
One more question I wanted to ask. Even if they do decide to make toys, concept arts, that kind of bring up a question. Like, do you think Hasbro put limit on how complex a design make a toy?
Oh yeah.
And if so,
Pretty sure, yeah.
and if so, would they actually like give them a, let the toy designers go? I mean, because is concept art and make some of those toys and make them transformable, but like it might take a little, complex transformation. I'll say probably something along the lines like that old Warfatron Optimus. Maybe even a little bit more complex than that. I can see a lot of parts moving from that.
Well, they're going to be designed for kids. I mean, that's what they have to do. So they have to keep that in mind. Regardless if they, the concept art's going to be more geared, maybe adult collectors would like it more, but they have to have it. I mean, here's the thing too. I don't know what their scale is when they have that advanced, intermediate, beginning. What actually classifies underneath that? Is it like how many steps it takes to get from one mode to the other, or is it just, you see a bunch of guys in a focus group and they're all struggling, so okay, that's going to be advanced because this group can't do it, and they're just popping off limbs and panels and everything else and throwing it across the room because they can't get it transformed. I mean, who knows? And depending on the size too, I mean, if it's a leader class, do you make it a little more complex because you have more movable parts because it's bigger, or do you not? I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of cool to get a designer on his input or something on the cast or something. But I mean, would you like to have something complex as long as it looked good, or would you rather sacrifice? Because we all know they sacrifice one mode usually a little bit more than the other to get it to work.
As long as you can find a balance, because I mean, I remember seeing Transform Prime. I was thinking, wow, that's gonna, and just to look at the first edition ones, they look great. They actually managed to pull it off. So.
Yeah, I got my little first edition right here. Should open them up soon, but yeah.
But I remember though that Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. I don't know if it was the Voyager or Leader class. It was screen accurate, but I heard it was a nightmare to transform. And I saw a video where someone transformed it that just looked like.
I haven't transformed mine in years, but it was the other week I tried to re-transform him and got everything done. But when it came into basically you have to launch his head forward and then you have to get his arms to kind of like tuck. The only way I can describe it is obviously it goes like that and then he's like think. So kind of like he's in a Batmobile, and you get to that part and I just can't connect the bottom because he kind of goes like a crocodile and it like collapses together, and yeah, I can't for the life of me without looking at a video of just, instructions, even though I transform the crap out of that hundreds of times, can't do it. Way too complicated. Yeah, I mean, I could get it in immediately if I just had a quick look at a video or something, but even like for the things I do know how to do, I'm going through it and I'm thinking it is a lot of effort, but then I don't know, it's one of those things that you got to question. It's like, the harder it is to transform, the better it is. It's like, I think that's kind of the ratio. The easier it is to transform, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be as good looking, I suppose. But obviously, the exception is Energon, because that's golden. No one touches my baby. Leave her alone. But yeah, I mean, when you come into things like Revenge of the Fallen, yeah, the harder it is, the better it looks. And perfect example, look at Starscream. Starscream's, he's a hard cookie to transform. But then look at Megatron. He's quite easy. Does he look awesome? No, because his arms don't even look remotely screen accurate. His head placement and everything isn't screen accurate. The way his head is sculpted around the back, again, not even not even remotely half of it is not screen accurate.
So you're saying you
yeah.
don't like the Megatron?
Oh no, I love the Megatron, but then as soon as you compare him to like Starscream or like Optimus, you're like, yeah, you don't hold anything up against these guys. Where were you like a latecomer? Were you an adopted child or something? I don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's just such a difference considering those two is like complex, easy. It's like, why do they just give it on Megs? I mean, you know. So yeah, I like good ratios. The harder it is, the better it looks. But then, can I really be bothered to go through 5 minutes of transforming him? Well, the end goal is to put him on the shelf and make him look pretty. So I suppose yes. You know.
Yeah. I mean, for us collectors, I mean, I know we all play at times with the toys that's transforming them. I'm not saying we go outside and like, all right, yeah, come on, let's go play. I'm Autobots and you're Decepticons, yay! But
Yeah.
I mean, making these for kids, though, I mean, that's the one thing that G1 was great is that you got a good toy, but the transformation was easy enough that you could transform it and you didn't sit there like in a group of kids like you are now, it seems like. If you had like the movie toys from like Revenge of the Fallen, you're sitting there, okay, let's transform. All right. And we'll go outside in 15 minutes, 20 minutes once we get in vehicle mode. And then we'll go outside and then we'll have a war and then we'll transform again. Another half hour and all that kind of stuff with your
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You want them to be kind of simplistic in a way that you can reenact and play with them and at least gravitate towards wanting to play with this thing, because I know my son at times he could transform the what was it, the Ironhide from I think Revenge of the Fallen or something. It was the G1 colored version.
Oh yeah.
And he transformed that thing at the age of, what was it, like 4, 5 or something like that, and he could do it, but he got bored though. It was like, okay, so I transformed it, and but it took him a while, and it's like it just gets to a point where if you want to transform back into a truck and drive it away, then transform it back into a road, it just got tedious.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, And that's the one thing that I would have a difficulty, just for me. I like the complexity, but once it's transformed in robot mode, bam, it's on the shelf. I'm not going to see it, touch it, do anything with it unless I do a review or just say, oh yeah, I forgot I have that thing, which is sad at times. But then there's other things that, if I do like, I'll sit there and I'll mess with it constantly to the point like, oh crap, I need to stop doing this because I'm going to break it and I can't afford another one just yet. Shoot, crap. So, but yeah, I don't know. Energon, it's your baby.
It is my baby.
I was gonna say something to that, but no.
It's weird because it's like the whole thing with I'm basically the same as Dakota. I grew up with Beast Wars, but I never liked Beast Wars when I was a kid. I really didn't. I thought it was just so weird of like seeing all the other cartoons. It was like the animation they used. It was just really off-putting because like I grew up with things watching. From like my dad was like, oh, watch this, and he'd show me things like what he grew up with on videotape and whatever. And some people are like, videotape? What the hell is videotape? It's magic. It's a magic like box thing, and it's got tape and it has video on it. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, it's. I remember like watching like Thundercats, even things like Power Rangers and stuff. Or Action Man, or to you guys, as we later figured out, you had G.I. Joe, we had Action Man. With all that, it was. I like that kind of animation, but then as soon as I don't like, even if they was to come out with like cartoons today, and I see some of them and they look too realistic, I don't like it. I mean, I think brilliant job, it looks cool, but there's a certain point where you push it too far, and without going too far off topic, that's kind of what they've done with the new Dragon Ball Z movie. It's like, not as in live action, as in, Battle of the Gods.
They don't even mention live action.
It was like, they changed the animation completely, and it was like, okay, it's cool, but it's kind of hard to watch when they do things like that, because I don't think Dragon Ball Z straight away. I think, okay, this feels like a reboot of the franchise, like what they did with Thundercats, and it's like, you want to watch it, be like, I really don't. And that's why I was with Beast Wars. I was looking at it and thinking, I can't really, and going through like Armada then is, I kind of liked Armada, I was watching every now and then, but then Energon just clicked, and I just loved Transformers from then on.
You mentioned on Twitter that you were watching Beast Wars. So did you trudge?
I'm on episode 5.
Wow.
Episode 5, and you're like, and I'm done. I need to go arrange my soccer.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm forcing myself to watch it.
Just need to get to season 2. That's all. Then
it's getting hard. It is getting really hard. It's like I watched first episode and thought, right. It's
so Josh became your best friend, and Dakota's now throwing you hate mail.
But it's a couple of. It's not like a whole lot for I don't like about it. I think it's just because it's like on the 5th episode now. It's nothing's really happened. It's like, right, well, they're basically neighbors and nothing's really gone on. No, what part was it? It was Tarantulas lost his leg and everything collapsed in on him, and then Cheetor basically was like, oh, I can teleport from ship to ship. And he was like, oh, okay. I'm at that part if you guys recognize that.
Putting those little energon or those little tracker things, and he can teleport throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
I
that.
like how they look, but it's the whole surroundings, the whole animation in general. It's hard because I've never really liked that kind of animation. If it was like something a little bit different, I wouldn't mind. But I have seen random episodes like throughout the years of like Beast Wars, and it's like, oh, okay, well, it's not so bad. Because like when on Cybertron, and then like Tankor is like, oh my god, you're Rhinox. Oh yeah. I've seen like episodes like that. I don't mind. But I don't know. I mean, some people, like I said to some people, it's like, oh yeah, I'm watching this. Like, just get through the first like 10, 15 episodes. It gets better. We promise. It's like, okay.
Well, do you like the characterizations? Do you like that aspect that you have a smaller unit, that you get more characters? You get the characters fleshed out a little bit more.
I've only watched 4 episodes, and I feel like I've been watching it for ages. In a case of like I know them really, really well. From like a big cast, it's like, right, okay, so you're him, you're this guy and this guy. And it's just like, straight off the bat, it's like, right, I am Cheetor, this is what I am. I'm Rat Trap, so without even me watching any further from here, it's like, right, I know straight away. It's like, this is very strong characters, you know them straight off the bat, but you can tell there's going to be major character development. I can tell with Rat Trap, he's going to grow some big cojones. He's not going to be a little coward. He's going to be brave. I can tell that. I hope he is anyway.
That's funny.
Am I terribly wrong, or? Okay.
I wouldn't say terribly, but
Rat Trap will always be Rat Trap.
Yeah.
Damn it. But well, okay. Like first episode, it's like Optimus is like going in. He's like, I'm not coming there, you're crazy, you go, kind of thing. I laughed so loud when he did that. I've never seen, but I like it again. I like variations in Transformers. I hate like the typical re-rolls of character development and this and that, but I've never seen or even like heard of a team like this before. So yeah, it might even be my favorite, not as in cartoon, but as in characters in Transformers, yeah, it's probably so far. I'm gonna call it. I reckon it'll probably be my favorite characterization, if that's the right word I can use. Yeah, I think it's gonna be my favorite cast. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get more in depth with the characters to the point that you're gonna and this is not trying to sound corny, but you're gonna start to care for them in a way.
Yeah.
And understand who they are. But when you start getting into the other episodes, when they start to go through hardships, you actually kind of feel it. I mean, like Dinobot. Dinobot's a great character, but when he kicks the bucket, you're actually gonna, not gonna be a tear jerker, but it's like, wow, that really hits on the, the humanistic character, emotions and stuff.
Especially the
how
he goes out.
Yes, that line. What was that line he said? That a mistake
Just
can't
the
be
episode general
erased.
about why he's doing it. It's just completely non-season 1 Dinobot.
Yeah. And it's that type of thing that I really enjoyed about the show. And I know a lot of people think, oh man, it's so dry in the very beginning. And like you said, you need to kind of just pound through it. And then once you start getting into, like, at least Beast Wars Metal or Transmetal Season 2, it picks up, it gets better. You get more
Season 2
characters.
and on, it's good. It picks up, it's nice. It's just season 1, there's a lot of slow storytelling development.
It reminds me of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, like, my eyes were bleeding, like, forcing myself to watch it, like, in the first couple episodes. But then, you saw, like, first season, you were like, it's like, we're cooking meth. You really get into the show, you really like it. So, and that's what, like, everyone's experienced, like, it is just Breaking Bad without the meth and and, like, cooking people and stuff. Well, not cooking people, but dissolving people.
Okay. Take
It'd
it
be
to
really
another
bad
realm
if I had
then,
kids watching this
Chris,
show right
to
now.
the
It's just like,
darkness.
Mommy, what's Breaking Bad? What's meth? Why are they dissolving people? Damn it.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? You guys want to add in onto that? Or just going along for the ride, just enjoying the show?
That's what meth is for.
This is a hell of a ride. Yeah. Love this roller coaster. There's something else I was going to add really quick. Oh, Thrilling 30. You guys give a crap about that? When I got Wingblade, I noticed it on the back.
About it.
What?
It hasn't been very thrilling to me.
Yeah. I was just same with me.
If it were more mainline stuff, yeah, it would be nice, but half of it's exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ones that we'll probably never be able to get our hands on.
Especially the
That's
beginning,
the annoying
like
thing.
the Metroplexes. What was
The
it?
Metroplexes, like Shockwave's Lab.
I was like that close into like, oh, okay, I'm gonna set some money aside. I mean, I can like make a shop like this is the Thrilling 30 line, and then he started coming out with like all these random ones as like exclusives. It's like, why would you do that? You know that there's gonna be people out there. You wouldn't make a line and say, right, okay, but you've got to literally pay your arm for this one, and arm. Oh no, you've already sold your arm. Well, you can always rob another arm off someone. You know,
Yeah, like that Platinum, that first edition Prime repainted as Silver Knight Optimus Prime. That should have been in there.
They're forcing you to rob old ladies in the parking lot. It's getting stupid. It's like, look, are you sentimental?
Give me your purse, old lady. I need $2.
It is.
30 as you run off.
Can y'all hear me?
Put a picture out. You share a picture on Instagram with you with this old lady.
Can y'all hear?
Hashtag Thrilling 30.
It is getting that bad though. I mean, the line's still going as well, isn't it? Which is crazy. But I don't know. I'm glad I didn't go into that line because wow, I would have been really annoyed. But even if like they weren't exclusives, still gotta think it's like for the figures they actually selected. Oh, they're just really expensive anyway, so I couldn't do it. I don't want like 2 or 3 different variations of Metroplex. It's like, if you did a Metro Titan, I mean, all right, that justifies one. But they just like, right, okay, blank Metroplex, Metroplex with shiny leg. Okay, I like shiny, but leave that out of the general public.
I think You know,
Yeah.
throwing shots at the Silver Knight Optimus.
Oh, shame. But yeah, it's like Shockwave's lab is. I saw so much anticipation for that, and like even I remember Paul was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get it's gonna be crazy," and he got it, he opened up, he was like, "Ah, okay." It was like 10 times smaller than what he'd actually thought it would be, and I think he sold it after like a couple of like a week or two. So it's like I paid all this money for crap, basically. But yeah,
What figure
disappointing
was
line.
that?
I'd say it's the most disappointing line I've ever attempted to collect, for contemplated in collecting even.
It was
What
really
line was that?
poorly.
What was that?
What?
What? What'd you say, Trans?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My mic went out there for a second. What line was that you were talking? Were you talking about Beast Hunters?
The Thrilling 30, the
Yeah.
San Diego
Thrilling
Comic
30.
Con exclusive Shockwave's Lab that they released 2 years ago
Yeah, see?
or last year.
Mm.
Whatever it was.
No, 2 years ago.
Was it 2? All right.
Well, technically
Wow.
2, since 2 Comic Cons ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, fellas. My mic has been going on and off. I'm gonna have to check that.
No
It
problem.
hasn't been 2 years, is it? I mean, I saw
It's been
that.
Last
2
year.
Comic
Two
Cons
Comic
since
Cons.
then.
That's what Jay's saying.
Yeah.
So,
So, technically 2 years ago-ish. We'll say.
but
Well, a year and a half ago, at least, yeah.
the Thrilling 30 is just a really, like you said, Chris, a disappointment as far as you have 30 years of Transformers and this is what you're going to do. And
I
it's
know.
just really like, and I don't care about doing reissues and maybe having someone from each series line that gets released into it. I mean, that would have been kind of cool, but just obscure stuff when they first started off, like here, you need to get Metroplex, San Diego Comic Con Metroplex. Then you got the Hong Kong version or whatever that one that was released overseas, Metroplex. That's part of it. And you're like, what? And they're off the bat like $200 a piece, and it's like, and it's just like, oh, I don't know about that. And then Jetfire, Generations Jetfire's in there, Wingblade's in there, and
Raspberry Sprawl.
yeah, and you got all this stuff, and it's just kind of obscure. Like, I don't know. I mean, to me, I would love to see, once it's all done, go back through and calculate how much it all was at not what the prices are now for like the Metroplexes, but when they first came out, and see how much you would have paid for having the Thrilling 30, and if it was really worth it.
I think my girlfriend would probably break up with me, so I could never tell her. Oh, I'd have to just bash her over the head a couple of times so she'd forget. But,
It would have been cool if they would have showcased that at BotCon, just to show us every single piece that's in the Thrilling 30 in a
if
display.
you commit to this line, you will have to pay this much, so sell your house now to get in early, basically, yeah.
Yeah, they have contracts. Here, would you like to sign down here that you're committing to this? Thank you very much for your
Do
pledge.
you have a pen? Oh, no, sorry, we don't accept pen, it's your blood,
Just a small poke. It's all good. It works.
See, the way I think they should have done it is like a subscription thing.
Yeah.
Like you do a $300 subscription, you get
That, though. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
And
It
would
would've been
people have
kinda-
really been satisfied with it?
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
But
I mean, is everyone satisfied with the subscription service we got now? Not really.
no. But we will never be satisfied with any type of subscription service. We'll always find some type
We're fans. We can never be satisfied.
we could
We
get
so much because we care.
reissues of every single G1, like expensive G1 toy, but we would find some crap about, like, this is just crap. That, yeah, they didn't give us everything though. They forgot this piece. Like,
It hasn't got that 80s smell. Yeah.
he's not in styrofoam.
Not quite yellowed enough yet.
Shell. Yeah, but who knows? But anything else you guys want to talk about, non-Transformer related or anything?
Well, you guys, since
So
you're at James, have you guys seen the new Flash show? Watched it, huh?
I haven't watched it yet, no.
I haven't.
I've watched it a little bit, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think
Some
it's
people
like,
say it's better than Arrow.
It's
oh, I won't go that
Arrow
far.
did start out slow-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
And Arrow has like 3 seasons on it.
I haven't
Yeah.
even seen Arrow yet.
All right. Well, Chris has been booted off. No.
There's just so much
Arrow
like
doesn't
series
get,
catching up
out there
to.
that we can.
to me, Arrow didn't get I didn't like really get engrossed in the Arrow until you know who showed up.
Well, if it's you know who, if it's like a big character, then obviously
Yeah.
that's only one person.
We're talking about Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
No, Deathstroke,
Yes.
Slade Wilson.
Slade Wilson.
Yeah.
Once he showed up, like, gotta tune in.
What about Gotham? Anybody watch Gotham?
I saw the first episode just aired in the UK tonight. I thought this is going to be the best show ever, and I'm a massive, massive DC fan, especially Batman. I wish I never knew anything about Batman because I'm instantly like, right, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. It feels like, and I really don't want to say this, but this is the truth. For the guys who are Dragon Ball Z hardcore fans to watch a live action movie, it's that same thing. It hurt because there was so much, and it's like, right, Selena Kyle wasn't out because she was in Foster and this and that, la la la. Penguin wasn't there because he was doing something else, and then you had Ivy. She wasn't called Ivy back then, so yeah, I mean, there were so many things about the show that I didn't like because it never happened. The time frame is just rambled, and it's like they haven't really paid attention to detail. Some people are like, oh, it's probably from like a different timeline or universe. It's like, no. Oh, well, maybe it's just they're putting their own spin on it. No, they're just going with the main proper one, and it's, even if you go from variations of timelines, a lot of it never happened. And for example, it's like Ivy being called Ivy. It's like she wasn't called Ivy at that point. You're going years and years ahead before she was called Ivy. So where that come from, I'll never know. Well, I guess we will probably find out when someone actually owns up and says. But yeah, I mean, as a series, it looks kind of cool. I like the concept because it's behind the whole, right, okay, Bruce Wayne, gonna kill some, well, not kill some, I'm gonna put some criminals away just because. But yeah. No, I mean, for what it is, it's nice to see. I'm interested, even though there's a lot of flaws with it, I'm interested to see the backstory because all we've ever got of backstory, apart from different variations of Batman animated films, we've never actually had a proper full-length series of before Batman. So this is kind of like, I suppose you can say another Smallville. Everyone thought Smallville would be a flop, but it wasn't. It was a huge success, and I really hope that this is going to be the same, if not better. But we'll have to wait and see. Early days yet, but it was amazing. In a case of like seeing it come out, it's just like, oh god, yes, we can see all this. But one thing that really ticked me off was it felt like, I know that Bruce isn't supposed to be a part of Gotham. It's just like, right, okay, you know, it started off, his parents got killed, la la la. But Catwoman, Selena Kyle, oh my, she was, what's the most politest word I can say? Screen. What do you call someone who, like, you see they do like a series, it's like they have a camera and then, like, I don't know, someone with, like, they did a lot in Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Smallville, someone walked past the camera and then, like, 10 seconds later they'll walk past the other way and then they'll come back. What's that? Screen.
I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like you're experiencing deja vu.
No, it's like it's an extra, and instead of them, it's like, right, okay, I've got to go catch the bus, and they run one direction, and like 20 seconds later, you see them run in the other direction just to get more screen time. That's what it feels like with Catwoman. It's like the entire episode is like basically filled with her. She never says anything. She never really does anything, but it's just like, why are you constantly showing? This makes no difference to me. It's just annoying me more because she wasn't out of a foster home by then. But there you go.
So there's potential there, but they're just kind of.
Yeah.
Huh.
I just hope it's just all like the flaws are just like, right, okay, we'll just make it a bit sketchy off the start, but it'll get better. So I hope everything that's bad about the show has been done and now just been nice and good. Kind of like how Smallville started off. It's like quite a lot actually in Smallville was off from the start, from more or less the get-go, but they kind of ironed it out in like season 2, season 3. So I don't know. Though I can't see Gotham going for 10 years. I mean, the series don't really last that long anymore.
No.
Characters age. I mean, it's hard to constantly. It's like Superman is like, hey, considering he's supposed to be this time frame, it's getting kind of hard because it's 10 years later and he looks old as hell. So yeah, it's difficult to carry on a character for like 10 years and say, I'm still a boy. You imagine Bruce Wayne just like, I'm still a kid. It's like 10 years past. You're growing a beard there, Bruce, and your clothes are ripping. No.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
Walking Dead
Or
started
did you
back
get
up.
your question
Yeah.
answered there, Jay? That Flash is okay. I mean, we just have to wait and see.
You're caught up, right, James, on Flash or not?
What is it, like 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean,
So, yeah,
I
you're
wish that.
caught up with the whole series, right?
Woo, yeah. I wish Barry wasn't like. I understand you need to build up a character. They have to have that flaw so you can, gravitate towards them and want to cheer them on, and they become this hero. But I just feel like at times it's like, okay, he's just a vessel, and these other 3 people are telling him what to do, and they're helping him and all this other type of stuff and all that, and I'm like, okay. I wish it was Wally West, not Barry.
Yes.
Because it makes more sense that way, and it would have been kind of cool to have Barry as a mentor, get rid of the other 3 or the other people that are there or whatever. But I'm just also I want to wait for an actual like kick-ass villain, that'll come in. That would be kind of cool. One of his rogue, because Flash has a huge rogue, or iconic rogue gallery, just like Batman, just like Spider-Man and all that type of stuff. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to get those guys in there.
Well, they said the Reverse Flash is going to be in season 1, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Which one?
I guess
Reverse Flash, not.
Isn't there like a gang of villains?
Professor. Is it the one they call Professor Zoom?
Yeah, Professor Zoom, or is it Solomon, or whatever the other guy's name was?
Wait, there's more than one Reverse Flash?
I thought there was.
I don't know best.
Who's the ice guy that's his villain or whatever?
Captain Cold.
Yeah.
Captain Cold.
And doesn't he have a team of like bad guys?
Rogues. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't they just called the Rogues, like Captain Boomerang and Trickster?
The Trickster. The Trickster. I never knew about that character till Mark Hamill played him in the original Flash series from back in the late '80s.
Yeah,
and
they
I heard
his role in Justice League Unlimited.
Yep. And I don't know, but I've heard speculation the reason that series ended was about the special effects was too much, was very expensive for CBS at the time.
Yeah.
That's one of the speculations I've heard, and looking back on it, it looked pretty damn good. A TV show in that era.
That Reverse Flash looks pretty good.
Yeah. Problem was the Flash on that TV series, like he probably been Batman.
I'm just waiting for the Flash to just go back in time, or do something. Flashpoint, or
if they did Flashpoint, my god.
Or or get Impulse in there and all that, but yeah, I mean, I think DC does a great job with their series. Yes, it does take a little bit of time for them to kind of get the story going, but in time, it will be pretty good. I mean, everything they've done. I mean, you can even go back to Lois and Clark if you want. I mean, that lasted for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
was,
know the Superman, whatever his name was. He was on Comic
Dean
Book
Cain.
Man season 3
which Superman?
from Lois and
Dean
Clark.
Cain?
Oh, Dean Cain.
Yeah, he was on season 3 of Comic Book Man.
Really? I might have to
Yep.
go back and watch it. Oh, that show's still on?
Well, they just added season 3 to Netflix, so
Okay.
I watched all of it. It was like the episode where they celebrated Superman's birthday or whatever anniversary.
Cool.
And they got him to come in to the birthday.
I feel like DC could solve a lot of their problems if they would actually include the TV universe into the cinematic universe. 'Cause talking about a different Flash for the JLA, introducing a different Flash in the movies, and I'm like, why?
They got just too many damn characters at times that have the same powers, same names,
Yeah.
all that, and
And
it's
I'm like, you're trying to do this to like threaten Marvel. I glad they got it the wrong way. Superman, Batman movie doesn't do well.
Well, you can tell the Superman movie. I mean, that's gonna the Batman movie, at least the new one. That's gonna sell like hotcakes. Oh, just the costume. As soon as like I saw like the costume they're going for, it's just like, compose yourself, Chris. Compose. Like, yeah. It just even now just like puts a grin on a smile on my face every time I see it.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna lay it on
Yeah.
the line. I think Ben Affleck's gonna do a good Batman.
Yeah.
the problem is I think Christian Bale played an amazing Batman, because how Batman is in the comics and like the movies, spot on, absolutely perfection. But he was a terrible Bruce Wayne. Ben Affleck, I think he'll be a really good Bruce Wayne, but as in how the current Batman is, I think he can't play him dark enough. I mean, Batman is a really dark dude now. Which is again perfect Christian Bale, but he can't do that. I mean, I say he can't. I mean, he's proven a lot of people wrong in the past with his acting capabilities. He's not a bad actor. It's questionable. I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. As long as they can like show us like a preview, kind of. I suppose like preview. That's trailers really. We have to wait and see into trailers. You know straight away. You don't care about Bruce. You know he's going to be a good Bruce. But how Batman is he? How can he really portray the Dark Knight, or is he going to be too happy? Which, don't get me wrong, he comes across as like a more he comes across as a more like animated, the original animated series Batman, and to a lot of folk that's a good thing. But yeah, kind of jumping backwards, because Batman isn't there anymore. I mean, Batman hasn't been like that for donkey's years. Here's that saying again. So if that guy with Notebook, right back down. So yeah, I don't know.
What?
We'll have to see. What?
'Cause I haven't
Yeah, I know.
I haven't been
not many
reading
people
up.
heard well now
I
you
did
have.
not like
So
Christian Bale's Batman. I hated
why?
him. Batman. The voice.
He was an amazing
The
Batman.
voice was terrible.
yeah, the
But
grunt.
that's okay. The voice was. I
the
wouldn't say
voice
it was
annoyed
off.
me, but
Sorry,
I like
that was
Christian
just
Bale.
terrible acting to me.
His voice was kinda off.
It
With the
was
current-
not kinda. It was terrible.
How could, because if you look at like the current like animated films with like Batman, he does have a really dirty, grunty voice. So it
But
wasn't
like
that far off. But that's how Batman is, though.
That
That's
was
the thing.
terrible.
It might be, but that's the way he is.
What the hell?
Batman.
Yeah.
What are you, Batman?
Sounds like he's
I'm
grunting.
the opposite.
Kind of
I think
grunt.
Christian Bale and Val Kilmer were good Bruce Waynes, but as far as an actually good Batman was G out of you was Michael Keaton.
He made a good Bruce Wayne, but not a good Batman.
Michael
Christian
Keaton.
Bale.
Michael Keaton's Batman, like you can tell, like look like he might actually kill himself.
For how Batman was back in the day, how he was portrayed back then, yeah, he was really good. But again, with how Batman is portrayed now, he's a really dark and I don't want to go as far as say disturbed, but I'm going to
Yeah.
anyway, and disturbed character. I mean, he's got a lot of issues. Is ultimately you look at Batman, and every single Batman villain is Bruce. It is Batman. It's like Joker is what Batman would be if he went over the edge. If he went too far, that's what he'd be. Two-Face again. He's what is it? Two-Face is Batman or Bruce Wayne if oh my God, you're going back. I can't remember that fact, but anyway, every Batman main villain, even down to like Mr. Freeze, or I don't think Ivy is actually saying that, but every like dude, every main villain is Batman if he did something, if he went to a certain point in his life, that's exactly who he would be and what he would do. So that's why it's the more like darker and messed up they kind of make him. Personally, I like the better.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to be. He has to be the order to the Joker being the chaos, and that's always how it's supposed to be. The thing that I don't like about Christian Bale or any of the Batmans, it's not who is doing the acting; it's how they portray him in the movie. He is the world's greatest detective. We don't
Yes.
see him do any of that type of skills at times. Sometimes little
Yeah.
bits, but we don't see him. He is a smart guy who can get out of things, who can
Yeah.
analyze this and do that. We've never seen him go that route. And to see his skill set, we just see him as this gruff, dark persona that he instills fear, and he just goes and kicks the crap out of you. He doesn't solve the puzzles. He doesn't do, like, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I'm not talking the old school Joel Schumacher crappy
So in other
Riddler
words,
stuff, but
yeah, it would be nice to see Batman tackle something like what was the name of that movie? Something like Evan.
what?
Is you basically yeah, what was that? That kind of broke
Uh,
up quite a lot.
Sorry, it would be nice to see Batman tackle a case something like Seven, where he's actually hunting down like some criminal mastermind or some serial killer that no one can seem to track.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the writers were messing up as. It's like, I mean, the only kind of techie thing we actually saw from the movies is he made his leg brace, and that's assuming he made it himself. But it's like everything else he bought, like all like the weapons, Batmobile, mobile. It was all built.
I did not like the Batmobile in any of the new movies either.
Neither did I.
The
I
Tumblr.
mean, I get why they made it like that. But again, it's just like kind of unnecessary. But it's like, well, we want to make it grounded and realistic. Yeah, but why would you want to make it
Batman's not
grounded and
realistic.
realistic?
He's
Like
trying
the
to come
best
up with
things is like, for example, Poison Ivy. What's wrong with putting Poison Ivy in it? Oh, it's not really realistic. So, I mean, the same as what they done with Bane. It's like it just made him a really strong dude, which is the worst thing they could have done. Because it's like, no, just give him the venom, just do it as it is, and it's the same for the whole thing with Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, even. Raz bloody. But yeah, if Ra's al Ghul, it's like they kind of now when they actually announces, oh, okay, we're gonna do it, so you know he is actually dead, can't die like that. So everyone just went nuts. It's like if you're gonna mess up. Even if like Mr. Freeze was like, no, he didn't like the cold, he only liked hot. Don't care in regards to making Ra's al Ghul, die. Is that's just complete stupid. So they put in the nod in. It's like, you know, when he actually like saw him, it's like, oh, well, was he a vision, or it's like, well, creative. No, what's the word? Creative license or special artistic license or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
He basically left it to that, to your own imagination. It's like, well, okay, at least you did something right, but that's kind of like what I like about the new role on what this Batman film's going to take, is because it's like, right, we're not going to do that. We're just going to, if someone had the power to do things with their mind, then they can do it in this. And that's what ultimately it should have done from the start. And again, he needs to get a different set of writers. I don't know if he actually has a new team, but you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Barrett, have you ever read a comic called Nemesis?
In what series?
It's by
Narrow down.
um, it's a book by Mark Miller and M. Nivens. Um, it's
That's
pretty
fun.
much, yeah. You probably have heard of it. Pretty much. Did you see the link I put in the side chat?
I have now. I'm copy and pasting. Give me a sec.
Hmm. Interesting.
The guy, he's wearing all white, and pretty much that is um, pretty much it's pretty much a whole what if the Batman was Joker. Pretty much as if it's a completely evil version of the Batman, and just some of the stuff he does and orchestrates in that comic is like,
So there's anarchy.
yeah,
No, I think I've heard of it. Something is ringing bells, but I've never actually read it. It's very rare comic. I actually read
yeah.
comics.
It's an independent book, so it might be a little hard to find. You might have to like some of the sites where they let you read it. But
Yeah.
yeah, like there's one scene I can tell you in there where he like frees a prisoner full of criminals. He just walked in there and the police are in riot gear and they're coming at him with their batons out. They got riot shields and everything. He just whoops them, all of them. I think it was about like 30 guys went at him. And he whooped them all, and he let all the prisoners out. And then what was so worse is that he had like new cars or something waiting for him when they walked off the prison.
Wow.
Hmm.
Is that new or like last
It
year or
came
two?
it came out about I want to say it came out about 2 years ago.
Oh, that'll explain it.
Um, I think we're gonna end it there, guys. We've been going
Okay.
on for about a little over, almost 2 hours here.
Yep.
No.
So we'll talk a little bit more, afterwards. But really do appreciate all the live viewers. Again, every Saturday here on this channel, Victory Saber 77 is the Aftercast, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. There's also Cybercast, which is at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hexatron's channel. Every other week on Wednesday night, 7 p.m., there is the Covenant of Primus topic show. And then that's on Primal Sabbath's channel. And then every other week on Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time in the morning on G1 Hexatron's channel is the eBay show also. But if you guys want to outro yourselves, starting with Chris.
You can find me, Barrett Prime, at YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And just a little thing on the topic show is we're actually going to be covering mini-cons on next topic show, so go take a look.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Minicons are just little kind of factions that range from headmasters. I don't know if there's that, or is it just all minicons?
I'm pretty sure it's all mini-cons, so what I'll actually do is I'll talk slow, which in effect gives me more time to find in. Here I am. We'll be discussing Micron's mini-cons from Headmasters to Armada, and even like Transformers Prime. You can even include like ARMS Micron and stuff like that, and how much you guys really enjoy them, basically. So
Cool. Yeah, and go over to covenantofprimus.com. And underneath Primal Sabbath's homepage, you'll find all the details of the topic show, and you can go chat in the forums and all that type of stuff. So, Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, since I created Facebook here about a week ago, at DaltoniansTFs, which, if you don't know how to spell it, it's right there.
kind of hard to miss it. Big right in.
Yeah.
Right on. And Jay.
Find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
Cool. Thorns.
Find me on Facebook at Trent5 and on Twitter at Trent5.
Cool. And you can find me, Victory Saber 77, in the cyber world. It's pretty obvious. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm sorry. So, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. See you next week.